Wanted to share a couple of sales with you guys real quick. These all sold today on the 4th, so it's time to get them all packed up, but I thought they were unique enough to talk about. This one right here is not a sale. This is an actual replacement body for Tracy. So Tracy, this is coming to you. The original one we sent out, apparently, I'm really not sure what happened, but this joystick piece got stuck and it's not playable. So I'm not sure if it got damaged because it did not ship out that way. So Tracy, from the bottom of our hearts, we apologize. This one's coming to you to replace. You just plug and play that neck and it'll work perfectly fine for you. This first one I wanted to cover is the Zelda Game. We have $5 allocated to it and it sold within a day for $25 shipped. It costs about $3 to ship out these video games with first class. We also had these two guitars with Guitar Hero 3 for the Nintendo Wii sell within about 4 days for $100 shipped, and we allocated about $25 into this set. Now, you hear me talking about allocating money. I'm going to go over how we account these huge purchases and how we break it down into, what do we associate with what sale. And speaking of a sale, this one sold. This is an amazing game to look out for because this by itself, complete with the game and the manual, sold for $105 within 3 days of listing it. So I'm going to ship this one a little bit differently. Zelda, $25 in value. It's just simply going to go in a bubble mailer. That's it. Super Smash Bros. Melee, $105 value. It's going to go into the bubble mailer and then into this flat rate envelope from the USPS. And the reason for that is that we get automatic $100 insurance if we ship it through priority mail, where we don't get that insurance if we're shipping it first class. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Plus, giving that extra protection is needed because of the value of the game, in our opinion. So hopefully that teaches you a little bit about how to ship some of these a little bit higher valued video games out the door. Yes, we could save about $3 if we ship this first class, but the $100 insurance is worth it to us. The last one from this batch is this Breville part. This is from a pretty nice coffee unit. It's the U Brew Breville, and this is just the, I can't get it open, the bean hopper and the original lid. There it is. It came off of a non-working unit that I picked up for $25, and I didn't realize the sticker on the side of the box. It says the grinder actually doesn't work. So the hopper is fine. It doesn't have any mechanics in it, and of course the lid is fine. It sold for $24 with free shipping. So it's just a small dent into the total amount that we spent. We do have the jug or the Carafade, metal coffee pot thing still for sale in a couple of parts, so we'll get our money back and make a decent profit, but it's nice to get one piece sold for sure. This one I'm just going to bubble wrap and just toss in a smaller box. If you're not familiar in shipping these guitars, this model for the Wii, the neck actually snaps right off. There's a lock mechanism in the back. You just simply unlock it and pull the neck out, and it makes it that much easier to ship. Obviously a much more compact way to ship it. So really not complicated. We're going to bubble wrap it, put it in a larger box, tape it shut, and then ship it. A few people have asked now, well, how do you guys do all of this with a toddler? Well, let me show you a real life example. So this morning, our kid woke up around 2 a.m. Melinda went to her rescue and took care of her, then tried to put her back to sleep, and around 4 o'clock, 4:30, she finally got her down, and that's what time it is now, which is around 4:30. I also woke up at 2, but I was able to fall back asleep. I woke up back at 4, and now, I'm to work. So for me personally, if I'm in bed between 9:30 and 10, then I'm naturally up at around 4 a.m. getting to work. So it's just a balancing act. No day is perfect. It's very hard to schedule a lot of stuff with a toddler, but it's just part of reality. So I just wanted to share that with you. And good morning, by the way. Welcome to today's vlog. So the first thing that I started doing this morning was taking apart this Carrera GT set. Notice how big this box is, compared to my hand. It's a really large set, and we had it listed for about $300 with free shipping, but we recently decided to take it down and to part it all out because it's easier to ship it and there's a lot of demand for part. I believe I can get about 50 plus shipping for all these tracks, about 40 plus shipping for these tracks. These curve railing pieces will go with the curve, and then I'm not really sure what to do with these. These are like elevation pieces. I probably just mix them between the two. Then over here, this entire set, which is the start finish line plus the transformer, the triggers or controllers, All this is worth about 60 bucks plus shipping. And the best part is that the cars themselves hold a lot of value. And all of this stuff is in mint condition, which is really nice. This little bugger is worth about $40 to $50 by itself, and it works perfectly fine. I've tested all of this. And it's super easy to ship it. However, this little guy is very rare, and the last one sold on bids for over $100. It was $105 or so plus shipping. So I'm going to part these two out. I'm not going to do an auction. I'm going to do a buy it now. Probably for $60 free ship for this one and $150 free ship or best offer on this one. And see what happens. We're not desperate for the sale. We are not strapped for cash. So I'm okay letting it sit and finding the right buyer. So that's the first thing we're going to do this morning. For you guys that may be new to our channel, this is our setup. This bed sheet, we have a couple of these old bed sheets that we use just for photography. Once we move into the garage, into a new space, we'll update this. But this is our cheap, super simple photo lab, if you want to call it that. Free lamp with ultra white light, another free lamp over here. And that's it. Super, super simple. This setup has sold us over $180,000 in total since we started, a little bit less than 2 years ago. We use the black background for white, and then we have the white background. So here, when I'm taking pictures of items that are small, like video games or these slot cars, I'm going to use this clean surface instead of the bed sheet. If I'm taking pictures of something bigger, then I'm just going to use this setup this way, with this poster board up. So I'm going to go ahead and line up all the tracks, the slot cars, get those photos up, get those listings done first thing in the morning. That way I'm giving our potential customers plenty of opportunity to buy. We like to get up listings first thing in the morning so we can get that checked. Then I have some videos to edit, and there's plenty of work to do today. We're going to be dropping off our kid. We're taking tomorrow off to do some landscaping and house project work. We're also getting a brand new driveway poured this morning, so it's going to be a pretty busy 2 days. So we want to get a lot of work done today so we can get a lot of housework and chores done tomorrow. So let's get right back into work and get these listings up.
Good morning, everybody. It's about 8:30. I'm down here. I'm getting some photos of these new in-box Sperry's that we have. We want to get those up on the store. They're summer shoes. It sounds like Adine touched on what it's like doing this with a toddler, and like today, it's not ideal in any way. I've been up for a while, but I couldn't move because I was with Jessica, and she's just been having some rough nights. So dealing with that, working through it. So I get up when I can, I get down, and I start working as quick as I can. But of course, it's very unpredictable, and you just kind of roll with the punches. As far as what we're hoping to get done today, obviously processing. We're also getting our driveway done, so you might hear some noise in the background during some of these clips because they're tearing the whole thing out, redoing it, and also putting in an extra parking space, which is going to be awesome. Adine will also be going over some accounting stuff, and we're just gonna kind of go from there and see what's on deck. Here's where I'm at with photography. I got all 3 of these.
Excuse me, I live here.
Excuse me, I work here. I had all 3 of these IKEA bags filled with shoes photographed. Some of them listed. That is all new Sperry's. We found them at the Goodwill for $15 a pair. Again, they're new. They're not awesome sizes, but they should sell for about $50, $55. And this, I want to talk about this a little bit, is a marketplace pickup that I got the other day. So I paid $40 for it. So I paid up, but the reason I did is because it is brand new. This is still in the packaging. There's a piece that hasn't been assembled with the little screws in it. So it's completely 100% new. There's a bottle of shampoo in there that hasn't been opened. And brand new, this model, I did already list it, should sell for about $180 free shipping. So definitely worth it. This isn't something we've sold a ton of, but I do know that pet items tend to sell well. So when I saw it pop up new on Facebook, I just went over to eBay and I checked it out, and it did sell well. So it has a over 100% sell-through rate as well. And the last thing I want to talk about is this Airsoft gun. Now, this is not a real gun. Like I said, it's an airsoft gun, and that means it requires pellets to use. It does not shoot actual bullets, but we did have a question, are you able to sell these on eBay? And to be completely honest, I asked the same thing when I went to go list it, so I looked it up. If you're never sure, look it up. And eBay has a specific policy on selling airsoft guns. And let's see if this will focus. And it says, what is the policy? Basically, you can list them, but you do have to be very specific, including writing a very specific wording in there. So when you're selling stuff that's outside of your comfort zone or new to you that you have questions about, do your research, because you can risk getting it taken down or even maybe getting suspended depending on what the item is. So always be mindful of that. As far as how I found that policy and what was needed to sell that airsoft gun, all I did was I Googled, can I sell airsoft guns on eBay? And from there, the eBay policy page itself pulled up, and I was just very thorough when I read through that. And I do have to copy and paste, again, like I said, that specific phrasing over. So it's very easy to find this stuff out if you're not sure. Don't be afraid just to Google something. Just make sure you are poking around for the information, because it is available to you, and there's no reason that you should be risking your account and your selling for something as simple as a Google search. Hi, Dean, what are you doing?
Hey Melinda, I'm glad that you asked. I am here cleaning up a Kirby Vacuum. Melinda found this one as well. We paid 50 bucks for it. It works great, it just needs a wipe down. It's the Kirby Centria, and the Centria is all the way up here. You can see where my index finger is. So when we searched for it, we're trying to decide if we should sell it all together with all these accessories or if we should separate. And it looks like all the accessories sell for like 50 plus ship, and the vacuum is worth about 100 plus ship. So we're going to combine it, and together we should be getting between $250 and $290 with free shipping. And something as big as this will price in about $50 for shipping. So in other words, we're going to turn 50 into 200, and then they're going to pay shipping, but we're going to build it into the price, right? So that's what I'm working on right now. And then as soon as I'm done with this, we're going to start pulling some orders, and we're going to show you some things that are just flying off of our shelves, the stuff that we haven't even inventoried, including some sandals that we traded for some Pokemon cards. So stay tuned for that. I want to take a minute and talk to you guys about how we account for all these purchases. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Nintendo bundles. 2 of them already sold, so we'll show you those. There's a Wii Fit bundle, and there's a bunch of these games in bundles. So let's go to the modern chalkboard in the eBay room, and I'll show you how we do it. Let's say that the total cost for everything that I just showed you was $500. And we're using $500 as a pretty good estimate. Obviously, we know exactly how much we paid for all that, and we keep all of that information tracked in our spreadsheet. There are 32 total listings. Of those 32, there are 6 consoles, so those are 6 higher end listings. On average, those are about $130 free shipping, or in other words, about $110, $120 listings. So you have 2 options really. One, divide all, so it will be 500 divided by 32, and that's going to give you the average cost per listing. Or divide by value, which is a little bit of a better way if you're recording line by line transactions, because you don't want to associate $15 into a game that only sells for 25. You really want to divide it into by the rough value. So let's do both. So if I simply take 500 divided by 32, my average item cost is $15.63. So that's perfectly fine, and you can do it that way. It'll cost me $15.63 per listing. Now, the challenge here is if you sell one item for $25, free shipping, and it costs you $8 to ship it, now you're showing a loss for that one item, which is totally fine. You can show losses on individual transactions as long as you are recording the amount that you sold it for, and you're recording your total amount that you paid for it. This is extremely important because you're not going to get taxed on those $500. You're going to get taxed on your net profit. Now let's talk about dividing it by value. I already said that we had 6 console bundles out of here. So those are, let's value them at $100 per, right? So right there, you can literally eat up your entire amount, right? If you said, well, I paid 100 each, that's 600. Or I can say, well, what's 500 divided by 6? It's $83, right? So you can say, well, I'm going to say that I paid $83 per bundle, and that covers my total amount that I spent. And now I have 26 free listings, right? Because I already accounted, excuse my horrible listings, that word is listings somehow. I've already accounted for all of my $500 just in those 6 consoles. And when they sell, I'm gonna show a small profit of between $8 and $15, which is perfectly fine because you're gonna show a great profit for the other 26 listings. My point is, you can do it however you want. What we do is we would say, well, for the 6 consoles, let's associate $35 each. And now we have that much accounted for. So we're gonna say, hey, it's 6 times 35, $210 is gone. And now we subtract 210 from here. So we have $290 that we have to divide into 26 listings. So on average, you can see that's going to be roughly $11 or so. And then you can look at your really expensive games. Let's say you have a $100 game. And you could say, well, I spent $40 just on that one game. So now you have $250 left for 25 listings, or about 10 a listing. So again, it doesn't matter. If I lost you there in the thought process, rewind and start watching it from the beginning. And to reiterate my point, the point is that you need to make sure that you're documenting how much you're spending, because that's how much less you're going to be spending on taxes. Because of course, you're only going to be taxed on your net profits minus any deductions like office space, cost of doing business, expenditures, boxes, whatever, right? That's what you're paying taxes on. So if you forget how much you paid for it, or you undervalue how much you actually spent on something, you're going to be paying more taxes on the items that sell. I really hope that makes sense. That's a very common question that we get. So for you guys who knew this already, who already have your systems down, you know, forgive us, but we want to share as much information as possible to help everyone out, especially newer sellers that are a little bit uncomfortable with accounting. Next up, let's go through the sales from yesterday, show you what sold super fast. Honestly, like some of this stuff, I didn't expect to sell that fast at all, but it's already out the door.
Here are a few things that have sold for us in the last couple days. These are some Born tennis shoes. These sold for $37. Born is one of those brands that we're still unsure of. Sometimes it sells well and sometimes it just sits for a while. I would say these have been sitting a medium amount of time. So 7 into 37. These we actually got for free, and we took an offer of $50 for them on Posh. They're basically new Nikes. Really happy with that. These Wranglers are carpenter style, so we always like to pick those up if they're a decent brand. These sold for $35. A juicer part, you know, we like to part those out. This only sold for $15, but we're already into the profit on the model for it. This camera, this was a nice surprise because we forgot to hit our free shipping button. So they actually paid us $75 plus $17 in shipping. So that's just a bonus for us, really. Torrid, as you know, we pick up Torrid usually when we see it. This is a dress. So coming into summer, it sold for $30. And then these books we just recently picked up. Adine got these for $5 for them, and they sold for $100. Very quickly too. And the last ones I'm going to talk about are these Chacos. We have these ones here that we're going to ship out, but the Chacos that we got as part of a Pokemon card exchange have been flying off the shelves. I listed 1 pair on Monday night and they sold Monday night. I listed 3 pairs on Tuesday morning and 2 sold. And then we've just been consistently listing them and they've been consistently selling almost as soon as we get them up. So great brand to look out for. Obviously these are sandals and it is coming into that season, but if you see them out and about now, go pick them up and get them listed ASAP. Adine will go over some other stuff that sold too.
While Monica's getting all the labels printed, I want to pull up all the video games that sold. And these have been just flying off our shelves as well. We also sold 2 video game consoles on top of it. Both RVs. The first one was this Vario game. This one sold for $30 with free shipping. Next, we have a copy of Wii Sports Resort with no manual. So this one, yep, that's the one. This one sold for $35 with free shipping. We have about $5 into each single game. This V Motion Plus Inside Original Authentic V controllers sold for $25 with free shipping. We have about 5 into that. Then we also had a open box. It's this one, Wii Sports Resort, I'm sorry. It's brand new with open box. That sold for $70 with free shipping. And we have about 5 into that as well. And then let me show you the 2 bundles that sold as well. This is one of the 2 bundles that sold. This is actually going out to a viewer, Monty. So thank you very much, Monty. That's really too kind. He had sent us a message asking if we had a Wii bundle with U-Draw, and literally the next day we picked up a bundle that had it. So all of this together sold for $150. It includes the console, joysticks, nunchucks, tennis, racket, the draw with 1 game inside, 4 additional games here, another game here, the manual, and all the cables. Really, we hope you enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it.
We did sell another Wii bundle, believe it or not. This one on Facebook Marketplace for $135. It has the Wii motion controls, lots of these, a couple games, including Wii Sports, which is the only big one. So yeah, they're selling fast for us.
The day
Has ended.
The day has ended and the evening has begun. The moon has shifted past the sun. I have no idea. That's what happens.
You're such a poet.
Thank you. It's for you. Roses are... Just kidding. Nintendo Wii's are hot, so are Chaco's shoes. If you're not reselling on eBay, you are a fool. Is that pretty good?
A little harsh, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you. Sorry, it wasn't meant to be harsh. So today was pretty productive. Like, we started off the morning kind of rough since Jesse had a rough night's sleep. It happens. We got everything done. I think we always feel unproductive. Maybe you want to chime in first.
I don't know how to add on to that. Yeah, I think we just set these really lofty goals and we always just seem to be falling under them. So I don't know if our goals are too high or we're just too ambitious or our kid just needs to sleep more. It could be all of those things.
All combined, maybe?
Yeah.
How many pictures did you take today of shoes?
Like 40.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So 40 pictures ready.
Just of shoes, and then we did some hard goods too.
Yeah, and we got, I think, at least 10 items listed today, which is pretty good. 10 new listings, you know, not great, but she did the 40 because we're taking tomorrow off and we have some landscaping projects. And then that way we can list shoes throughout the weekend, list, you know, 5 to 10 a day through Sunday, so that, you know, we continue pleasing that mystical algorithm that everybody seems to know about, that we know nothing about. Yeah, I think that's gonna conclude it. We also, you know, I got 2 videos edited. This one we shot, so that definitely takes some time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Shipping. We got shipping done.
Yeah.
So.
And Melinda is negotiating for another Wii sale today, so that would be nice to get a 3rd one sold. And we did sell a DVD recorder for $105. We sold
another just VHS player for $75
on Etsy,
Yep.
right? Yeah. And then we sold another pressure cooker on eBay. So it's been good. The money's coming in, you know, the way it's supposed to be. As full-timers, we've had, you know, a really good start to May, and we're just going to keep kicking butt and going from there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
I hope Adine's not like cutting my face off too much.
No, not. You can't see up top?
No.
Oh. Likey and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care.
Take care.
And we did. We just sold that other Wii. So I think we're out of the regular Wii bundles at this point. We'll have to make a couple more. They're selling fast. Don't be afraid to pay up for those if you can get the right deals and you can make the right bundles. Wii's are hot.